So you want to grow a muscadine vine on your chain link fence because you're not necessarily sure that you want to put in the time, money, or effort to put in a traditional trellis. Can this be done? Most certainly. Today we're going to talk about growing muscadine vines on chain link fence, how you're going to plant them on your chain link fence, how you're going to train them on your chain link fence, and also how you're going to prune them so that they will grow properly. I hope you will join us today as we dive in to growing muscadine vines on chain link fence. Dean Family Acres. Alright guys, so I hadn't necessarily done an update on our Hall and Supreme vines that we planted in this video. This was one of the first videos that we did when we first got items from Ison's. I'll link them down below. And the Hall has done extremely well. The Supreme, as many of you know, didn't make it. We kept looking for a Supreme. They've been really hard to find. And last year actually ended up having a guy from one of the muscadine groups on Facebook actually be willing to ship us one from Arkansas that was an extra that he got from Ison. So again, just those random stories. It's planted on the upper kind of vineyard area. But we're running a little bit behind getting these pruned. So we're gonna get this Hall pruned, and I never actually released the footage of us planting a Darlene and an Ison. And last year I kept saying I killed the Darlene, and I killed the plant. It ended up being the Ison, and how I did that was I got calcium nitrate too close to the trunk, and I'm pretty certain it burned it. So it's kind of just going around sprinkling it and wasn't really thinking or paying any attention. Usually if I have the blue tube on it, it's really not that big a deal because it's not going to get that close, but you do want to keep especially that calcium nitrate away from the trunk base. So Darlene is still growing. It is a little shady on this back side, but honestly that Ison's had done really, really well where it was. But the Darlene is still growing. And I think we might put something different here on this other end. I'll quit talking, put up a time lapse of me pruning, maybe talk just a little bit about how and where and why we're pruning this now. All right guys, you can kind of see we've got stuff growing everywhere here, and in all honesty you want each one of these being about a hand width apart. So got that. There's an extra one right here in the middle, so I'm actually going to probably cut that off. I do have an extra fork here. I don't know why. I think that was just bad pruning last year, so what I'll do is probably just prune it back here, and we'll go to 3 here. All right, then we got to decide exactly where we want to go. Got a space here, here, and again, this does not have to be exact, but you do want to make sure that you kind of have your run going on back this way, because if you don't, back it up just a little bit here. This is approximately 10 feet to here, so I'm pretty much have reached where I want to reach, and we'll kind of figure out which one of these I want to use as that runner and keep the other ones pruned back. Mentioned this before, you want to make sure these tendrils that are wrapped around, if you're not going to prune that off, you just want to make sure that you got that under control. All right, so we got 2 different things going on here. Now, you might be tempted here to come and just weave this all around the fence. You do not want to do that. Once this gets big, this fence is going to be intertwined with your vine. You want it to just lay on top and or kind of just go up and over. You do not want this in between, running in between here, any of that kind of stuff. I did cut those tendrils because of just how it was letting it run. I didn't like how it was doing. You can come back with a zip tie with some garden twine, whatever. If you do use a zip tie, just make sure that you're going to come back and cut it, because it will end up choking out your vine. All right, guys, going to just give you a quick before and after on this Darlene on pruning, and because it's kind of in a mess over here. Definitely need to get that log moved. If you hadn't seen that video, check it out right here where we actually cut this down. Buddy of ours helped, and they're now on the mission field. If you want to support them, there's a link over in that video. They'd greatly appreciate it. Just tell them we sent you their way. Some good folks. All right, so we'll get this pruned up. Guys, kind of hard to see from here, but got that Darlene pruned up well too, and went ahead and pruned up the 100-foot vine. For the most part, I've determined that this is a male, and honestly it's just for looks. So I was trying to prune some kind of gnarly looking fingers coming out of it, and I might try and graft this one. I'm going to try and do an approach graft, so I left that one. We might see if we can get it to fruit, kind of make it loop over here or something. Hey guys, really appreciate y'all watching this week as we kind of talk about how to prune and plant these muscadine vines if you're going to be growing them on a chain link fence. As you notice in this video, this is actually today, and after the pruning a couple weeks ago, and you can see how things are leafing out, doing really, really well. You also can see in this video exactly how we planted this vine. You see the blue tube there. That actually could have come off a while ago, but we've just left it. And it also does help whenever you're training your vine right here in the middle to not get intertwined within the chain link fencing. As always, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring that bell like. That's right, Mike Tyson did in the 1980s. Hey guys, have you ever thought about planting your muscadine vines on your chain link fence and wondered exactly what you need to do? Today you're in luck, because we're going to talk about not only how you need to plant them near your chain link fence, but also how you need to train them and how you need to prune them. So tune in as we talk about how to grow muscadine vines on chain link fence.